So as we are heading into the New York session today, GU and EU were pushing up, but gold has been lagging. We'll quickly take a look if we have any opportunities on gold to see an upside. So looking at the daily time frame on EU, you can see the swing structure is bearish. We had a lot of consolidation over here, price pushed to the upside. We got the internal structure shift bullish, and now you can see that we took out this liquidity, and we are now almost into this daily supply. So what I feel like, if this bearish structure wants to continue, this daily supply would hold price to push price to the downside. You can see the other all daily supplies has been mitigated. This is the only unmitigated supply. Now, if we take a premium versus discount, you can see that we are currently in the premium of the range. And right now I'm feeling like if we could have one more push for price pushing into this daily supply, and from here we'll get a reaction. Either price could continue with the bearish momentum to the downside, or we could have just a small pullback. So from the daily perspective, this is what I'm seeing. So let's see on the H4. So on the H4, the swing structure is bullish, internal structure is bullish. So right now you can see that we are having this huge bullish momentum to the upside. So today we had a small pause over here and price pushed to the upside. Now if price wants to continue with this bullish momentum, this is the H4 demand, where I would be interested if price come to look for a long to take price to the upside. Now since we had this huge push, we could also expect a pullback. But since we are not coming from anything significant, I would like to expect a pullback once price come into this daily supply. So I'm willing to take a try from this H4 demand. So you can see a huge bullish momentum. So it's likely that price could just continue with the bullish momentum, and it's better not fighting the trend. So from the H4 perspective, this is what I'm thinking. Let's see on the H1. So looking at the recent price action on the H1, we have this internal breakout structure to the upside. Now if we see with the premium versus discount tool, we are in the premium of the range, and ideally a long would be when price come into the discount of the range. So right now you can see the bullish momentum is too much, and price could just continue with this bullish momentum to the upside. And so what I think is it's better to follow the trend rather than fighting the trend. And now if we are looking for longs, this is the demand where I would be interested if price come into this H1 demand and we get a change of character. I would be interested in looking for long to take price to the upside. But you can also notice that there is liquidity below. We have the Asian session low here. Maybe price could also come, sweep this level, and then also it could go to the upside. So these are the two scenarios what I'm thinking over here. Maybe if price come over here, we get a good change of character, we can look for long to the upside. Or since this Asia low is there and we haven't swept it yet, maybe price would come, sweep it, and then we can expect a continuation to the upside. And shorts, I will be interested once we break below, we get a good change of character with a candle close, and then from the fresh supply, I know that I have to take look for shorts because we are in the pullback phase. So now let's look at GU. We are on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, this is my swing structure. After that, we had this internal bearish breakout structure to the downside. Now we need to break this high to get another swing structure above. So you can see the internal structure is also bullish, and this daily supply, you can see it failed, and we have a sweep of these highs now. Now we can still look for longs, expecting that this bullish momentum is going to continue to the upside, but the ideal zone would be this daily demand, which would be a better area to look for longs. But since we are already bullish, we can follow the trend. So since we have already took out this high over here, maybe if price wants to pull back also, it can pull back. So right now you can see that GU on the daily time frame, we swept these highs. So let's see on the H4. Looking at the price action on the H4, this is a swing breakout structure, the internal breakout structure, both are bullish, and you can see today price has pushed to the upside. So things to notice over here, trend is bullish. You can see it is pushing to the upside, and it's better to follow the trend rather than fighting the trend. So right now what I see is we have an H4 demand which is unmitigated. Maybe if price wants to continue this bullish momentum to the upside, we could expect price coming over here in this H4 demand, and then we could look for a continuation to the upside. Now for shorts, if price break below this level, we know the pullback is starting, and we can look for short-term sells into this daily demand. So on GU from the H4 perspective, this is what I'm thinking. If we focus on this area itself, this is the place where we need to look for long when price come over here to catch a continuation if this bullish trend wants to continue. So let's see on the H1. So on the H1, looking at the recent price action, we have this internal breakout structure. We have another breakout structure over here. If price come over here into this H1 demand, after a change of character, I will be interested in looking for longs, take price to the upside if this momentum wants to continue to the upside. So if this structure gets shifted over here, a bearish structure shift, I know the pullback has started, and I would be interested in looking for shorts. So as things stand, seeing the bullish momentum, so if price come into this H1 demand, I would be interested in a long position, expecting this bullish trend to continue to the upside. So on GU, this is what I'm thinking. Let's look at gold. So on gold, looking at the daily time frame, the swing structure is bearish for me, the internal structure is bullish. This daily supply has failed to hold price, so we even swept these highs. We also have liquidity over here. Maybe we could see price pushing into this daily supply, and then we could see a bearish continue to the downside. So from the daily perspective, this is what I'm seeing. So we have a demand over here. Maybe if price come into this daily demand, we can expect price to continue to the upside. So on gold, I'm still looking for longs, pushing price into this daily supply. So let's see on the H4. So looking at the recent price action on the H4, you can see the swing structure is bullish, the internal structure is bullish, and currently we are having a short pause over here. So on the H4, price is still developing. We don't have much information. We just know that price is still bullish and we are currently having a short pause. Maybe we can expect a momentum to the upside. The best place to look for longs would be this daily demand, wherein it could also fill the imbalance and we can continue to look for long, pushing price to the upside. Price would also be in the PQ of this leg over here. Maybe we can see a continuation of price to the upside, but on the H4 we don't have information. Let's see on the H1. Looking at the recent price action on the H1 structure, we have a bullish breakup structure over here, and this is the nearest demand right now where price is currently consolidating. And here we have another H4 demand which is too far away, and a daily demand over here. So what I would like to see over here is if this bullish trend wants to continue. So we are going with the trend, we are not fighting the trend. If this bullish momentum wants to continue, we'll get a break above this level. So once we get a break above this level, we know that okay, this H1 demand is holding price. We'll have a fresh H1 demand from where we can look for longs to take price to the upside, a continuation of this bullish trend. And if we get a break below this level, we know that the pullback is starting and we can expect plain short-term sells into this daily demand over here. So these are the two scenarios I'm seeing on gold right now. So if this bullish momentum wants to continue, we can have a break of structure over here from where we can look for longs to take price up. And if it doesn't happen, we break below this level, we know that pullback is starting and we can look for sells. So going into today's New York session, this is what I'm thinking on EU, GU and gold. So if you'd like to see more daily market analysis like this, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.